Yes. All right.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
All right, welcome to the first episode of the Box Score podcast. Today,
Let's
we've got a
go.
lot to talk about, got a lot to go over, it being the first podcast here. We just like to talk ball and give our opinions, got a lot of them, so we got to get started here. Our first topic today is going to be Lane Kiffin down there at Ole Miss. He comes down to the South. What do we think about that?
Go ahead, Dylan.
Go ahead, Dylan. Myron.
Uh, I want to hear what y'all have to say first, but I will say this. Today it was announced that Charlie Wise Jr., Lane Kiffin's offensive coordinator, who's been with him at Ole Miss and who went with him to Baton Rouge, is going back to Ole Miss to finish the playoffs. This has never been done before, and Lane Kiffin said that he's allowing Charlie Wise Jr. to go back, and that him and LSU and Ole Miss talked about it. So with that, y'all can start.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know why they didn't let Kiffin stay and coach the playoffs. I mean, I guess it was pretty nasty, a nasty separation there for both parties. Bertie,
I,
what you think?
and I can understand it from both sides. The LSU job is better in terms of recruiting and able to build a program consistently year by year.
Ooh.
I
True.
also understand Ole Miss saying he can't coach the rest of the season. This happened in 2015, I believe, with Alabama. They fired Lane Kiffin right before the national championship. And the whole thing behind that was we want a program guy coaching the program. So I understand them not letting Lane Kiffin coach anymore when he's not really an Ole Miss guy no more.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. This whole situation. Look, I get both sides. Well, I get Ole Miss. I'm gonna give credit to Keith Carter. You know, nice job he's done handling the situation for Ole Miss. Um, he did it the only way it should go. Lane should not be allowed to coach his team throughout the playoffs.
I
Cause look, you got you got signing day, which is tomorrow, and you got transfer portal that opens up in I think January 2nd, I believe. January 2nd. And also what else? And also he can still so he went to Baton Rouge Monday, right, chat? Yeah, no, yeah, Monday, opening press conference. He so you tell me when he comes back to coach throughout the playoffs, you tell me he's not going to recruit his own players on the football team? I think
Mhm.
Trinidad, the starting quarterback, I think he asked him for another year of eligibility. So you think he's not going to talk to him? Tell him, come on, let's go transfer over here.
he's
See how lazy?
Coaches bring their players everywhere
No,
every
Yeah, I
no,
mean, it
year.
no,
happens
no,
all
Why
the
are
no,
you
no,
time.
no.
making it a big
No, no,
deal?
no, 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 no. This is
It
different.
just
This is
because it's
different.
Kiffin.
No, 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 no. It's different. Okay, yes, kind of because it's Lane Kiffin. This is different. Kiffin's different though.
I would
It's different because you
Well,
know
yeah, I
why?
mean, you see what happened
He,
at Tennessee. You see what he did there, taking all of his players from Tennessee. I mean, I understand roster retention
well,
and stuff
that's
like
a
that,
different
but
time. But
you get in your last 6 years to Ole Miss, and done great things for Ole Miss. I mean, stuff they haven't been able to do in the history of their program, and then you're just going to kind of say, hey, we don't need you anymore. I mean, I get it. I get the guy has to live there and stuff like that, but I mean, you've got a shot for a national title. You want your best coaches, you
no,
want your best players
I
there.
agree with
You
that.
know,
Listen,
I
Thomas
mean, it's
said that Thomas gave
no,
credit to AD Keith Carter. I think Keith Carter screwed everything up for Ole Miss. I
I
do.
mhm.
I
mm-mm,
think
mm-mm,
Lane Kiffin,
mm-mm.
when Lane Kiffin got there, Ole Miss was I mean, we know they were bottom of the barrel SEC, like they were kind of irrelevant, All right, for 65 years, Ole Miss has not won anything. Nothing.
Nah,
And now Lane Kiffin has spent 6 years at Ole Miss building that program his way. And when
chat.
he
He's an
finally
LSU
gets to
guy.
the
So hold on.
playoffs, and this hard decision comes his way, AD Keith Carter could have dropped his nuts and said, I want the best opportunity for my team to win. And how do you do that? With Lane Kiffin, with or without him. John Sumrall doing the exact same thing right now. Why is that not being talked
It's
about?
a
Well,
Because
difference
it's
though.
Lane Kiffin. That's
No,
why.
the
it's a
jump
big difference. It's a
Yeah,
big
okay,
difference.
it's SEC rivals, but that doesn't mean that it's not a big
Oh,
deal.
it
I
means
mean, it just shows you don't care.
everything.
It just shows you
It
don't care
means
at the end of the day. It shows you'll
no.
always
I'm
be
not.
They
the
I'm
same
not.
old Ole Miss
Keith
before Lane
Carter
Kiffin.
forced him to make a decision. All right, you maybe
Okay.
not forced, but he could have handled it better. They both could have. All right, they both could have.
Way
They
better.
both could have.
No,
I,
I
But
I
think
both
Keith
sides.
Carter rushed everything, and now they ended up with Pete Golding. All the Ole Miss fans are complaining about this and that. Well,
that's
Keith Carter could have
crazy.
been looking for a coach 2 weeks ago when he knew about this. He knew this was coming, and he wasn't looking for a coach.
I
Yeah.
think
So now you're stuck with Pete Golden. We'll get to that later.
I understand both sides and the way the separation happened. I think it's a 90% chance that Ole Miss goes right back to where they started before Lane Kiffin.
I agree.
99.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
no way.
And
I agree.
definitely, most of those players, Lane Kiffin's going to be able to pick out on that Ole Miss roster who he wants to come to LSU, who he wants to bring. You saw this with recently, just with DeBoer from Washington to Alabama. A lot of Bama's key players right now are from Washington. On
Hey,
the
but that was after the season was over with. Nick Saban retired after the season.
But this is a
He's
scheduling
doing it
issue.
during.
This is a scheduling issue.
problem with
Yes,
the media,
okay,
the
yes,
whole
it is a scheduling issue in which it should be fixed. Which college football, the NCAA is all chaotic right now
Look,
for
the
some reason.
Scheduling is all messed up. Lane Kiffin, it was a tough decision, but in the end, he took the better job in his mind and in a lot of people's
Well,
mind.
well,
And
okay, it is the better job. Don't get me wrong. LSU got everything better than Ole Miss has. But look at Indiana with Kurt Cincinnati. He signed his extension to stay at Indiana, and they've been into the playoffs for 2 years in a row now. So like you tell me Lane Kiffin can't do the same thing with Ole Miss? Come on now.
it's
And
hard.
Indiana's having success though.
it's SEC ball.
Mississippi has no in-state recruiting talent. LSU's got much more talent, and I don't understand why Lane didn't wait until after the season. Well, I guess they made him make the decision, right?
they made
Yeah.
Keith
Yeah,
Carter
Well,
didn't even let Lane Kiffin talk to the team. The meeting was planned for Sunday morning. They pushed it back. Lane Kiffin was in the building and was told, "Hey, you can't go. You can't talk to the team."
Well, the
So
not going to go very far, anyways. I think they're definitely. I don't really care who they play. They're probably a
yeah.
first round exit.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
hold on. The
Ole Miss will
rankings
get
might
bounced
come
first
out.
round now. I mean, you let Lane coach, they can make a run. But now, I mean,
Oh,
it's
And
you
okay.
just
Well,
you
but
screw you
I
screw over your
disagree
whole
though.
season
I
because you're a stepping stone program and you don't want to let your coach step. Come
but I
on,
disagree
what
though.
is
I
that?
think Ole Miss can still. They still got talent. They still got Charlie Rice, who's been calling the plays all year though. So
Yeah,
Okay,
And he
well,
doesn't call. He doesn't call all the plays.
he doesn't call all the plays.
hey, I'm just doing I'm just seeing what I
I
told,
think
bro.
I think
I'm been told he been
has that.
calling the plays. So like, I
You know,
still
He
think that
calls
their
plays,
offense
but he
is
don't
still
call all the plays.
okay. And it probably in the first round, Ole Miss gonna host a home playoff game. That'll probably be the sixth seed, six, seven seed, something like that. You know what
oh
I'm
my
saying? The
God.
6 or 7 seed.
Shout out
So they
Trey
gonna
Green, who shout out Trey Green,
who
who
Lane Kiffin gets to utilize. It's gonna be fun to watch what he does to
this
LSU. I think he can do a lot. All right,
is LSU rivalry.
let's segue to this if we're all good. Uh Before we get to what we did have planned, there is the Tulane job that is open, and I do want to say Blake Baker is like the top candidate right now, along with Billy Napier and Jerry Mack. If you don't know Jerry Mack, he's a great coach from Kennesaw State, who played
Oh,
JSU. Uh,
go Gamecocks.
we'll talk about that later, but
Oh,
I
by the
really
way,
hope.
I
Jerry Mack is a phenomenal coach. By the way, what a good turn Kennesaw State around this year. They was bottom in their conference, and now they're second. in their conference right now, getting ready to compete in the conference championship. Give credit to Jerry Mack, one heck of ball coach
I
there.
agree. I think he would
Do a great job at Tulane, but unfortunately, I do think they're going to get Blake Baker. And if they do, I wanted DJ Durkin, but news also came out earlier that he is staying with Auburn.
He will stay at Auburn. That's a good
I
choice
just,
by the staff and
yeah,
Alex Golesh there for sure.
yeah.
Shout out Coach Alex Golden.
Yep. All right. That's a lot of that. We've got our first little segment here that we're going to do. It's going to be ranking the new head coach hires. We're going to start at 5 and go all the way up to 1, and we're going to give them a grade. Brody, why don't you go first?
My 5th, well, I didn't go 1 through 5. I just picked out some important ones and I gave them a grade. My first one I want to talk about is Pete Golding at Ole Miss. I think this was very rushed. I'm not really sure why he wasn't just made an interim head coach and they didn't go through a full coaching hire search. I'm giving that one a C plus. I'm just going to be honest.
Understandable.
Great defensive mind, and I don't see him being an elite head coach if you can't even be elite on one side of the football.
Exactly. That's good.
Pete Golding was defensive coordinator at Alabama. That is personally some of the most atrocious defenses I've Alabama in my lifetime. The inability to stop the run, giving up big plays, not sustainable for a college football playoff run.
Yep.
We got some breaking news.
What is it?
Coming in. We got the college football rankings. They just dropped. They got James Madison at 25. They got North Texas at 24. They got Iowa at 23. They got 22 Georgia Tech, 21 Houston. That's the first.
Say, we're done with this. The full rankings will drop, and we can maybe end the podcast with that. And in my right now, if they're not top 16 teams, it's pretty much irrelevant. It's too late for anybody that far down. Let they win a
competition. Just move to number 20.
Can I talk about a coaching hire that I think?
Yeah, we'll get to the new rankings.
Yeah, we get into the rankings later.
Yeah.
It's just undisclosed.
My only A-plus coaching hire ranking is James Franklin at Virginia Tech. He could never win in the Big Ten, but let's be real, the Big Ten big games and the ACC big games, there's a different level there, and I think he's going to be able to recruit very well in the ACC. I could see, maybe not next year, but I could see Virginia Tech being right there in the ACC championship year. I think it's weak competition. James Franklin might not be the best coach, but he is a good recruiter. And for the ACC competition, the way it's been looking the last 2 years, I think he'll walk in there and do a good job. Best
I do too. Yep, and I believe he's already got like 4 4-star recruits headed that way. 3 of them from Penn State. I mean, that just shows you what type of coach he is.
And Penn State got a bottom tier recruiting class right now. I think it's 126 right now. The last time I checked. So phenomenal job by Coach Franklin. Hopefully Penn State gets something done and gets a new head coaching hire.
Well, BYU's got what's his name?
Yeah, they just I just saw they retained their new coach. I don't want to pronounce brother's name.
Yeah, don't want to slaughter it.
Yeah,
but I think it's all right.
Yeah.
Let's keep going through these lists.
I got you. Okay, is that all you have for those, Brody? Or?
I got Summerall at a B plus. Not an A. It's just not a home run hire. I don't think any of the group of 5 coaches are a home run hire. You can't really expect a coach that can't go undefeated or compete at a high level in the group of 5 and expect him to come into the SEC and immediately make a huge impact. I'm going to give that one a B plus though. And then Golesh, I'll give a B. Kind of the same reasoning there. He's kind of walking into higher expectations, I would say, from the fan bases than Summerall. And I don't think he'll necessarily be able to meet those, but I'm not saying he'll be a bad coach. And then Lane Kiffin, I'll give it an A. Not really much to say there. Good hire, but on the off chance it does explode, that's a whole lot of money being burned.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. All right, Dylan, what you got?
So number 5, I got John Sumrall. I gave him a B minus. I think he's a great coach. and I think he's got that dog in him. And I think he'll have a lot of good resources. And he's a great ball coach with the players and whatnot. But the thing is, the reason I give it a B minus is because of the AD Sean Strickland at Florida. I mean, I mean, if you know anything about it, he's the reason Kiffin didn't go to Florida, is what Kiffin basically said in the press conference at LSU introductory. They don't give the coaches enough resources and time, and they're no alignment, and that's what Lane Kiffin was talking about. Why a reason he chose LSU was alignment.
Especially with Florida being defending national champions in college basketball, I could definitely see them diverting a little bit more resources from football to basketball, and they're always good at baseball normally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. What you got next?
Alex Gullish at 4. I gave him a B plus. I think he fits as a play caller what Auburn wants. And I think he's a good talent developer, and I think he'll work great with Deuce Knight if Deuce decides to stay. I think that'll work great if he can build with him. I think that could work out and fit. At number 3, this was announced today. I got Will Stein to Kentucky. Now, I'm gonna give this an A minus because if you look around the college landscape, a lot of your head coaches that are top tier right now got their first big head coaching job as an assistant, like as a coordinator. So I like Will Stein and his offense that he runs at Oregon with Dan Lanning. I know it's not fully his offense, but he's been around, and he's also from Kentucky, like Louisville, and he went to school at Louisville, which is a Kentucky rival, but he grew up a Kentucky fan. I think that's a great fit and a great hire. I give that a A minus. The minus because Kentucky's just bad.
Well, it's low expectations as well. I think it's a
Yeah.
job for him,
Well,
and they got to go
and also they spend most of their research on basketball.
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think Kentucky now realizing, put a little more NIL money into their program. Rebuilt this football program back up. Mark Stoops, he did a good job, decent job for their keeping Kentucky somewhat relevant. Though Kentucky, they always fight up hard, play hard, you know, decent on defense, but don't not really having a great offense. They had a couple few years they was like they won 10 games, but I like the hire for Will Stein though. I agree.
Yeah.
Jake, what do you
Good
think?
one. I think it's a good hire, man. I don't know. He wasn't on my list, so
Yeah.
it's all right hire though.
What do y'all
Not
think?
bad.
Also dropping today, very recently, Oregon's defensive coordinator is set to take the head coaching job at California.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey,
So are these
Interesting.
coaches gonna still be coaching? Like, are they gonna coach through the playoffs?
Some of them not. No, I think it just depends.
I would assume that they finished the season with Dan Lanning at Oregon. I would just assume.
Well, yeah. I mean, assistants, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's
Offense
totally
coordinators,
different.
defense coordinators. I think it's easier to retain them. When they take a job and stuff like that. They don't need to go adjust their team right away and stuff like that. Especially headed into the playoffs. So.
I have a slight hot take. I would say a lot of these assistants are just a little too hungry to make that next jump to a head coach.
Yeah.
An example I have is Jamarcus Shepard, wide receiver coordinator. I think there was no reason to leave just yet. That's what I think there would have been a better.
Bro. Tommy. Well, look, I mean, the guy he's never been a head coach anywhere. He's been an assistant his entire career.
Listen, you don't even have to say them. You can talk.
Tommy, is he glazing? He's glazing. He's glazing. That's the only reason he's glazing.
that
Jake
he's a
and
top.
Brody, they're diehard Alabama fans.
They
That's
are,
why
yeah.
they're saying that. That's why they're saying that right now. That's why it's
No,
funny.
I'll say the same thing about Oregon's coordinators. I mean, Oregon's been a good team year after year. I would say the defensive coordinator is pretty good, but Dan Lanning is also a defensive mind, so you really don't know how impact he's going to have. And the offensive coordinator, mostly good play calling. I see a lot of Oregon fans complaining and actually glad that he's leaving because some of his play calls are a little iffy. But I think if you're a coordinator at a major job, you don't always have to take the first head coaching opportunity job that comes to you. I think there's always time, and there's always time for another job to come open that's better, bigger opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Oregon State's not a bad start. I don't know. I mean, as a stepping stone, it may work, it may not. He's a West Coast guy, so we'll see what happens there.
Expectation is so low on that Oregon State job that it'd be really hard to screw up, I'd say.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that may exactly be what he needs. I'm not too sure though. What you got next, Dylan?
I'll just knock the rest out. I got two A plus grades to end it off. James Franklin, like Brody said, I think Virginia Tech and James Franklin and the ACC, I think they're gonna dominate. I think James Franklin and Virginia Tech are gonna take over the ACC. Look who's in the ACC championship game this week. It's Duke and Virginia.
The only three teams you're gonna have competition for with recruiting and NIL wise is gonna be SMU, Miami, and Clemson.
I don't even think Clemson uses the portal.
I'm just talking about NIL wise and recruitment wise. That's
Clemson's
all.
done. Clemson's done until Dabo uses the portal.
And I was especially good, and they've got a good reason for fans to be motivated. Virginia probably has a top 3 at least home field advantage in the ACC.
When it's rocking, oh my gosh, it's rocking.
Night game, yeah.
He's gonna have it rocking.
Just got a 4-star quarterback that flipped from Penn State to them today, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, mark my words. Mark my words. James Franklin within 3 years will win the ACC with Virginia Tech, and he will dominate for years and years. And that also leads me into my next A plus, which is Lane Kiffin. I mean, we know it's a home run, and it'll be a grand slam if what I think and what a lot of people think comes to fruition. I think Nick Saban was 50 when he or 52 when he took the Alabama job. 55. And then it was Pete Carroll who was
USC,
and he was like 52. And now Lane Kiffin is 50. All right.
Kiffin was that old.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin is 50. Saban, it took Saban 4 years to win a national championship at LSU. It took Les Miles 3 years. And it took Coach O 4 years. So a lot of people do say that Les Miles team was a Saban team. But I mean, it is what it is.
Wow, Texas Tech just joined the top 4. That's insane. Okay.
Oh, they deserve it. They deserve it. I think
I mean,
one of the most dominant teams in the Big 12. If they win on Saturday, they definitely deserve a bye, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, not for sure.
Brody, I don't think I can hear you.
My bad.
With Texas A&M dropping out the top 4, I think Texas Tech is the next team. They deserve it. The way they've been playing all year. But we get into that a little bit later, though. We dive into that a little bit later.
Anybody.
What, Brody?
They haven't played anybody.
Yeah, that is true.
So we'll play playoffs. I don't really care about them. They'll definitely make it, win or lose this weekend. But I don't know. It's hard to tell if they're really that good or not.
It could be some TCU activities going on, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Nobody
wants to see these teams just go in with all this hype and get beat by 60. Nobody wants to watch that now.
100%. I don't care if Texas Tech has one loss And then there's Texas there who's just now getting hot, and Archer's starting to play how he was hyped going into the season. I'll take a 3-loss Texas team in the playoffs any day of the week
Well,
versus a
well,
1-loss or 2-loss Texas
well,
Tech or
Yeah.
two or whatever else there is in there. Like, I mean, it is what it is, but
Shall we?
I'm sick of the committee trying to make all these schools happy by getting them into the playoffs, and now they're
Yeah.
talking about expanding the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We got to cut that out. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
well,
Whether you
well,
like
Yeah.
it or
12,
not,
12
I'm
is
just
more
saying
than
how
enough.
I feel.
well, we can dive right into the rankings then. We can dive
No,
right
no,
into
no. We
the.
ain't done with this
We,
segment
we,
yet, Tommy.
We'll
yeah,
Where's your
y'all still want
coaching
to talk
hires
about
and
the
grades?
coaches? Look,
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna
Come on
go.
now.
I'm gonna go quick. I'm gonna be quick with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who all just got hired. Well, let me go from number one. Number one, I got Kiffin. You know, Kiffin is a home run hire. The number one economy. There's no questions about that. Two is Virginia Tech with James Franklin. James Franklin's already doing a phenomenal job recruiting, and I think Virginia Tech be up and up up. Number three is Summerall at Florida. He's a great head coach. You know, he deserved this opportunity, and I think should succeed as long as he hits on the offensive coordinator hire with DJ Lagway. He's a great defensive mind. I think Florida would be up and running. I go with Alex Goldis. You know, it's a great hire for the University of Auburn. I think you know had a great offense. Always have a top three. Yeah, he had a top three offense this year and a top offense at Tennessee, I believe. So
Mm-hmm.
you know
Number one offense.
they're gonna put up points. Want a fast, simple offense. And I think we should be good as long as we retain some players like Cam Coleman, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm sorry
And
to interrupt. Um, who do you think could take the offensive coordinator spot under Summerall at Florida?
maybe his guy from Tulane. You know, there's other hot commodities out there. I'm not too sure. I haven't dived deep and thought about that yet, but
I
there's gonna be somebody. You know, it don't take much to
Auburn.
get Florida going. They got too much talent. As long as they get somebody that can help DJ Lagway's game develop, Florida should be fine next year. So we'll
Brody,
see
what were you
though.
gonna say?
I think Auburn's hire is fairly decent, but I would not say by no means it's the home run. I'm really confused why there was no talks between Auburn and John Gruden. It's known that John Gruden he likes, and the thing bullish is he did he
Bro,
had
this is Alabama bias, chat. This is
Oh
Alabama
my
bias.
gosh.
Don't listen to that foolishness, man. John
John.
going to
You don't think
Y
college
232 banana split? Come
it's
on now.
five
Come on
seven?
now. We ain't trying to run, we ain't trying to do all
All right,
that.
Tommy, be quiet. I cannot hear Brody at all.
All
Hey,
I
hey,
think
chat. Come
Gruden
on now.
Gruden would have been the better coach. I'm not saying Golish is bad by no means, but he had the players at USF to fit his system. I mean, he had Byron Brown, who's a dog, and they still couldn't reach 10 wins. So I'm really just not sure if he's going to be good or not. If you're going to hire
Did
a
you
coach
see?
for a conference
Did you
like
see
that,
USF ranking before
like,
Goldust got there though?
hmm?
You see that
Just
ranking before he got there?
Yeah, no,
4 wins in
before
3
They
years.
they was one, yeah, four
Crazy.
wins in 3 years.
before
Come
he
on
got.
now.
I never really saw complete dominance on his resume from the competition he was in. And
Oh, but
big,
Goldust played Alabama twice though, right?
listen,
And
I
he
will give
gave them fits, right?
the 2 years that Bama played USF while he was there, they gave us hell both times. So I do think it's a good hire, but I don't think it was the home run.
Okay, I mean, it don't have to be a home run. As long as he fits, I think he should be fine. The resources, the NIL money we got, he'd be fine. He should be fine in Auburn. Just give it time to pan out. And my last one is Kentucky's hire. I like where Kentucky's going from a defensive minded head coach to an offense of head coach from Oregon. That's a really good hire. they have from
I
Will
think I
Stein.
think I forgot to say this. I think Will Stein will.
Will
Will
do a great
Stein.
job. I think he could do a great job of developing Cutter Boley.
Mm.
Yeah, that's an underrated one.
I
But
agree.
I see
going to
potential in
Oregon.
him, and I
I think Will
Yeah,
Stein can work with him.
Okay.
yeah, I think so too. I like that, and those are my top five.
I like it. I
Okay.
like it.
All right.
Jace,
Well, I've got five. I'm gonna try to speed through them here real fast. At number five, I've got Jim Mora, at Colorado State. Real experienced guy. Pro experience, college experience. He's won at both levels. Great hire for him. Let's see. At number four, I've got James Franklin. I give that. I'd probably say B plus higher. I think he'll do good, especially starting out. I think he could start out pretty hot, but years and years down the road, I don't know how that'll pan out for him. Just like that, everything went at Penn State. Not sure if he'll be able to consistently win once he starts. At number three, I've got John Summerall at Florida. B plus higher. The guy can win. He can win ball games for sure. But it's Florida, and whoever they get, they didn't get Kiffin. It's who they wanted. So that's why I've got John Summerall at three, and then at two I've got Lane Kiffin. Just the way he left, I've given him an A. I think it's a good hire. My 2 and 1 are pretty close, but great job at Ole Miss. We've been talking about him all night. So, and I'll move on to number one. This may surprise you, but I think it's a really good fit. I like the coach. Probably won't hear in a few years, but number one, I've got Auburn with Alex Golesh. It's a great hire. He looks the part, will play the part. I think with Deuce Knight staying there, Cam Coleman, if he can retain that roster and run it like he's been running things down at USF, I think that it'll be a great hire. I think it'll be exactly what Auburn needs, especially with DJ Durkin staying there. I think they did a great job in that one.
It's hard to grade without expectations. Auburn fans expect to be competing for national championships.
Mm-hmm.
do they though?
I mean,
Do they?
Fans do. The
you
fans
haven't
Do
won a
they?
national championship in
Do they
15 years.
realistically, Tommy? Let me hear. Do you expect national championships year in and year out? And be honest.
Okay, we can compete for national. I expect us to be competing for the playoffs, competing for the SEC championship. I expect us to compete. Let us compete first. Then I start expecting have more and more expectations for us to win a national championship. It's possible. You see Gus Malzahn, he competed for a national championship. You see Gene Chizik competed for a national championship. It don't take much to get Auburn going.
But what's y'all's NIL setup though?
Are y'all gonna give Golesh the resources?
Yes, we definitely got resources. We got way better resources. Lane Kiffin wanted to take the Ole Miss, the Auburn job about 3 years ago, but his daughter said no because she wanted him to stay at Oxford. But he was going to take because
did
he
you
had
know
better
that?
resources.
Can I
Pause you real quick?
Go
After
ahead,
you
go ahead.
saying that, Lane Kiffin in his press conference with LSU did say there were four schools that he were contacted by. And he didn't say the fourth school, but we know the three. The fourth out of everybody saying is Auburn. And I don't think
Yeah,
that was
you got
even
to give him a call.
that wasn't even consideration, but they did try, which I respect.
You got to give him a call.
You got to give him a call.
You got to give him a call. Like
Arkansas should be ashamed of themselves.
Penn State should be ashamed of
He
themselves.
ain't even
Anybody, I
know.
don't care who it is. If you didn't at least try, you didn't do a good enough job.
I think Auburn, with the hand that they're dealt, with the whole, Hugh Freeze, Brian Harsin, crash and burn, all of that. I think this could work. I think this is a pretty good recovery in this hire.
It'll be better than what they've been having.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'm not saying he's going to be great. I'm not saying he's going to win 10 national championships, which he's not. But I'm saying he could get him back to relevancy. That's for sure.
Yeah, especially keeping DJ Durkin. That was huge for I was going. I like that very much.
It was.
And I watched his press conference, and it really sounded like he did not want to. I don't know what it was, but when they asked him about it, he was like, Yeah, me and the staff will go over that and we'll see. I don't know why he just didn't come out and say it.
I
So
think
there's a little bit of animosity there, maybe. I don't know if he had a guy in mind, but
I
yeah.
think Durkin will
But
only be
I
there.
think it's important because he can retain the players at Auburn from DJ Durkin. I really think as long as he can retain some of the defensive guys he got, I think we're gonna have a couple guys go to the draft. There's already been a couple players saying they staying, like Ashton
Yeah,
Daniels,
that was
and
huge.
David.
That was huge for keeping
Players and recruits.
Yes, that is very huge.
I think that's why
Uh,
they did it, and they're lucky they keep Durkin because if Blake Baker takes his Tulane job, I promise you the first call Lane Kiffin was making was to DJ Durkin because he did coach under Kiffin as a defensive coordinator at Ole Miss, and that was statistically Lane Kiffin's best defense at Ole Miss was with DJ Durkin. So y'all, that was a great retainment by y'all, by Auburn. So yeah.
Yeah, and and look, I just expect to win games now. I'm tired of being we're just so close. I just want us to win. As long as we winning, then my expectations go more and more. I just want to win these tight ball games now, man. It's time. We deserve better. This has been the toughest stretch of Auburn football history. We turned into a basketball school these last 4 years, which is crazy. Nobody would ever thought about that.
I
But
don't know if you're getting
I,
that right now.
I like the hire. I like the hire though. I like the
Yeah,
hire.
I do too. I like it. I think he just fits, man. You just look at him and be like, yeah, yeah, that's the head coach of Auburn football. Well, all right, we can go ahead and move into some conference championship picks. Got a big weekend lined up here. Good games, a lot going on. Um, I don't know who wants to start us out on conference championship.
I think we should just go game by game. Everybody give their take.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's great. That's great. That's great.
Let's
Um,
start off hot with the SEC championship.
yep.
Jake, go ahead.
Well, you know what I've got. Bama fan at heart. It's going to be 11-1 against Old Kirby and the Dogs
Oh,
here this Saturday. I think my
bad,
my
bad,
score
bad.
prediction, my score prediction for this game, I've got Bama 28, Georgia 21. We're going to go into Mercedes-Benz and do what we do. History repeats itself, especially over there. Georgia has not beat Bama in a SEC championship. At least in my recent memory. So
Can you do it 2 times in one season though?
It is hard to
yeah,
be.
that's happened before.
Have their number, and I
It's
think
happened before, and that's why I think it comes to an end because it's happened before, and that makes it even quadruple as hard as it was before to just win twice in one season. Now that you've already done it and trying to do it again, that
Mhm.
is crazy. And
Or you're so far in your head.
that's why my pick is Georgia. Not because Georgia's the better ball team. I think Georgia's due, and I think they're hot. And I do think Alabama is the better team, and I think the loser of this game gets in the playoffs either way. I can't wait to watch this game. It's always a blast watching these two teams. I can't wait also till Lane Kiffin and the Tigers are in this game. I can't wait.
Come
Well, you're gonna
on,
have to wait a
man.
while. What you got, Tommy?
Jake gonna have
A
to wait a little
while?
bit.
How long's a
Well,
while? Hey,
well,
As long as it takes him to keep.
what's the realistic expectations?
I think he goes 9-3 next year. That's what I think.
He needs to do it within 3 years, but he needs to make the playoffs his first year. National
I think.
championship within 3 years. He needs to be in the playoffs next year.
All right, we got to move on for that. We got to move on for that. That's a
All right.
hot subject. That's a hot
Yeah,
subject. But my SEC championship prediction, I got Georgia winning by 3. I have them winning a close game. I see them finding a way. Kirby Smart.
I
I don't see
agree.
him getting out coached twice in a row by Kalen DeBoer. It's really
He's got his
hard.
number.
Georgia. No, I mean Georgia's playing hot right now. They on a hot winning streak. They was at the beginning of the year. They was playing, all these close games. You know what I'm saying? But Kirby and the boys, I see them turning the comer, and I see them coming out with this game victorious. They got a great well, they don't got a great, but they got a good enough offense, and a good enough defense to get the job done. These two teams are equally I see them equally talented as each other. But I see Georgia having having the better coaching system with Kirby. I see them getting the job
That's
done,
a hot take.
especially
Does anybody
especially
disagree with that?
Well, yeah,
especially
I
they
mean,
having film on Ty Simpson
I'm
now.
pretty sure DeBoer and his staff
Has Kirby's number.
yeah, I mean, it's evident, dude. I mean, 2 wins, 2 years, in Georgia's house at Bama. It's starting to look like it doesn't matter where they play, who is the head coach. Alabama's got Georgia's number, and it'll be like that for a while, is what it looks like. Georgia just, I mean, Alabama, I think, wants it more. Kalen DeBoer wants this SEC championship. It's his first one. Um, Kirby's been here. He knows what he's doing, so there is upside for them. But I think Kalen DeBoer, the Tide, everybody, on this side of the state, I think they want it more.
I like that.
I'm going 35-31 Alabama.
It's a high scoring game.
And I best believe that. I would like to note both teams are banged up.
Yep.
Just limited rest. We've been playing some hard games. I'm going to go a little bit more of a shootout, though. I think the big difference makers in this game is, can Georgia come out not to a slow start? Recently, every time they've played Bama, Bama's been able to jump up on them by at least 2 scores at the start of the game. I like Alabama's running game finally coming together, and I think that's going to help the passing game a lot, because when
No Jam Miller.
that sucks, but
It
respect
don't matter.
Bill can carry it just fine.
Well,
He's
well,
the reason. He's one of the reasons you beat Auburn.
I agree, but
yeah, he got it going early enough to defeat us last
You can't
weekend.
lie.
But no, but
He would have
huge.
started hitting his stride if he wouldn't have got hurt. He would have.
I
That's
think
huge. You got too many young, inexperienced running backs playing instead of Jared Miller not playing. But
I
even though they talented enough, I don't know if they're ready on big pickups and stuff,
I
because
agree with
they
that.
leave a lot to be desired on pass protection, pass pro. But that's
think
not here or there though.
Daniel's the better back in pass protection. We've seen that the whole season. And I really like Jam Miller, but that Auburn game was the first game that Jam Miller's really ran the ball well this year. But I think Bama been able to open up that run game. I see Bama's defense improving since our last matchup. I think if
the defense keeps getting better.
going to help Ty out a lot with those play actions. I got 35-31.
And I also think it would come down to which team turns over the ball less.
Exactly. Who gets the takeaways? Who can make the plays to punch the ball out? Who can make the plays to disrupt the quarterback, get the ball back for your offense?
I want to ask
you,
there's a lot of speculation that if Alabama loses the game, that they're probably not going to make the playoffs. And I would like to just first off say that it's absolutely ridiculous. What is the point of Alabama playing in the SEC championship other than the opportunity to win it? Because if we lose and we're out, what's the point? We could opt out of it right now and we're in.
Yeah. And they didn't punish SMU last year. If you're going to say, oh, we're not going to punish, different teams for going and losing a conference championship, then, I mean, what's the point of the conference championship?
Exactly.
Yeah, what's the point of going? Who's going to want to go?
We got to earn. We earned to play in this game because we everybody else in the SEC.
Correct.
This reward.
I also agree.
To get in.
It should be like that in every conference, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I think it is what they say it is.
And they've changed up the college football playoff rankings. It's not only the conference winners don't necessarily get to host or they don't necessarily get a bye week. It's the highest ranked team in the conference. So Bama does beat Georgia. I'm not really sure that Bama would jump Georgia in the rankings, but maybe we could host a playoff game.
Yeah. I think that's the big difference in the conference championships now. I mean, you've got which can bring us to our next one, Big 12, Texas Tech, BYU. Texas Tech wins, obviously, a home game. I'm not too sure if they lose, they still get that home game. But I've got Texas Tech winning, but I do have BYU covering. I think the spread's at 12.5 last time I checked. I've got Texas Tech winning 26-26.
I have Texas Tech also winning. I see them winning. I see them dominating because they left a lot of points the last time they played in the red zone. They hit a bunch of field goals. I see them converting this week, and I see them winning pretty comfortably, 13-34.
Good Lord. I mean, it makes sense. All right.
I'm gonna kind of lean more towards the Tommy way, but not that much of a blowout. I think all the talk with the BYU head coach and the Penn State job, I think that might be a little bit of distraction. I think they did look a little outmatched the first time they played. I got Texas Tech winning, of course. I don't know about the score. I'm gonna say, um, 28-17.
I'm gonna take Texas Tech
Texas Tech, yeah.
24-14. I just don't see this game being too close. BYU got absolutely railed the last time they played. They just don't look like they have the talent to compete with any of the top teams, and definitely not Texas Tech from what we've seen.
But I do like that their head coach is staying. I mean, that could, pose as a distraction, but at the same time, it could fire you up, loyalty from a head coach, something we haven't really seen around the country so far this week. Could definitely get you going. I mean, it's not a knock to him, but, that's what everybody's been leaving. It's been a crazy year for coaches leaving,
he has
coaches
done a
getting fired.
phenomenal job at BYU, though. I think he's done a phenomenal job.
Oh, for sure. For sure. He's going to get paid. What do we have next?
We can go to Cheerio.
Cheerio. We ain't talking about Cheerios. We're talking about the ACC. Give me Virginia.
Hey, give me Virginia.
Virginia.
Give me Virginia as well. I think they've worked too hard this season. I do like Minsfa a lot from Duke. I do, and I hope he enters the portal and comes with Kiffin and the Tigers in Baton Rouge. But with that being said, Virginia worked too hard to get here. They want it more. Give me Virginia 34-21.
Yeah. I like Virginia also. Duke they have an all right year. 7-5. I don't know how Miami, the tiebreak. I don't know. This would be the two highest ranked teams from the ACC to make the conference championship. I just don't like how the ACC got it set up because it's flawed. Because they have
leave.
Yeah,
what?
but
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And Duke year, by the way, and Virginia destroyed them. It was not a close game. Duke, I believe, is 7-5, and they're 7-5 for a reason. They're just not that good of a football team, but they're good enough to make the ACC championship because the ACC sucks, and that's why I think James Franklin is going to take over these next few years. But give me Virginia 42-24. Only thing Duke's got going for them is a pretty good quarterback, and they can put up some points every once in a while.
I take Virginia as well. Virginia 31-13.
31-13.
Pretty similar to what their last match was this season, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let's see what we got next. We can go over to the. You want to do Big Ten? Let's go Big Ten. What you got?
Who you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can.
I've got Ohio State winning 31-24. It's gonna be a good game. It's been made to be a good game. You can just tell it's gonna be a good game.
I agree.
But give me Ohio State. I think I just trust them more just because they've been there. They've been in big games more than Indiana has, and I'm gonna take them by a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. All
right. Well, I take Ohio State in this game. Ohio State just got a little more better talent than Indiana does. Ohio State got two of the best players. They got Caleb Nance. They got Jeremiah Smith, two of the best players in college football, in my opinion. Give me Ohio State in a close one, 23-17. I think it'd be a pretty good game. Probably the game of the week. outside of the Georgia and Alabama game, but I like Ohio State to win. I think they're one of the best teams in the nation. So,
Yeah,
and they got a good
absolutely
defense.
not. I've got Ohio State 38-21, absolutely running through the Hoosiers this fucking weekend, dude.
I
Wow.
knew that was coming. I knew that
I
was.
cannot stand Fernando Mendoza. I think he's a terrible quarterback. You look at the teams they played. You look at the Penn State game.
Ain't
Folks went to
played nobody.
shitty ass Penn State. I mean, it's terrible. I think Ryan Day and Julian Sand and Jeremiah Smith and all the boys. I think they absolutely run through them and demolish them.
I agree.
What you think, though?
With that being said, I think it's gonna be a good game as well. I agree with that. Give me Ohio State 27-21. Yeah, I don't really. It's gonna Ohio State's defense is gonna control that game. Mendoza's gonna make a few plays. They got weapons. They got a good running back. They got Sarai out wide. They do have playmakers, but we haven't seen what they do when they go up against defense and a coordinator like Matt Patricia and players like Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese and guys like that. So I think that defense is going to step up like they always do. And we know what that offense brings. Tommy said it. I mean, I don't have to get into it.
Yeah.
27-21 could be more points put up by Ohio State than that.
Yeah. We can go over to the American Conference now. Who you guys got for that?
Give me Tulane with the upset. I think John Summerall goes out with a bang. Can somebody correct me if I'm wrong? Is Morris still at North Texas right now?
No, he
I don't
accepted the
think so.
job at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I know that.
Well,
I
yeah,
know
but
that.
I don't
Is
think
he
he's
still
coaching.
Yeah,
coaching?
yes, he will be coaching. He will be coaching.
He
Both
will. I didn't.
both coaches
That's
will
not
be
what I had.
coaching this game.
Okay, I didn't.
Okay.
When I made this pick, for some reason I was under the assumption he was gone, which is stupid by me. But I'm still sticking with Tulane because I mean they are the underdog by like 2.5. I think it was last time I looked. It's gonna be a good game, and I think I will tune into that game. Let's see who can go out to a new team with a bang.
That's true. I've got North Texas in a close one, 24-21. I like Drew Mestamaker, however you say his last name. It's long. Who cares? Straight underdog, straight dog. I
I
think he'll be
agree.
able to compete and win a conference championship for his team.
I'm also going to take North Texas, and I did not know that they were the favorite until I looked just a moment ago. I like their quarterback. They can put up a lot of points, and I think Summerall is looking forward to that
I
one.
just told you they was the favorite.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that until you.
So you had to go double check me?
No, I didn't know that until you said that. But
You said until you look, not until I said it.
but I'm going to take Texas 31-24. I think Summerall is looking forward to that warm weather, them palm trees down in Gainesville. I think he's going to skip past this game. Give me North Texas.
Yeah,
I like
Everybody's
that.
thinking that's why Tulane and John Summerall is going to have that team fired up because you know why? He's got more of a dog than Morris is. Give me Tulane, the underdogs.
Give me I like the underdog as well. Give me Tulane. I think Tulane gets enough stops on defense to win this game.
Their
Give me
defense is
Tulane.
better.
Yeah, give me Tulane to start this North Texas offense. So give me Tulane an upset.
And if their Tulane quarterback is hot, what's his Retzlaff? Hey, if he's hot and that defense is flying around, you know John Summerall gonna have them boys like how they've been all season most of the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had them boys ready to go, fired
It's
up.
gonna be a great game though. I can't wait to
Give
watch
me
that.
Tulane. And it's a home game for Tulane. Give me Tulane.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. Either way, I just you gotta love the story from old Drew Mestermaker or whatever.
Facts.
So how you say his last name?
I think it is Mestamaker.
Yeah,
Mestamaker?
I think
Yeah.
that's his last name.
Gotta love the guy. I mean, gotta love the guy. Conference USA. We'll get into that. I like Jacksonville State in this one, man. I got to ride with the Gamecocks here. They're always my sleeper pick. So, obviously got to go with them there. I've got it written down here, 31-28, the Gamecocks.
Well,
I
you know,
haven't watched really either team a whole lot. I've watched a little bit of JSU. I'm gonna go JSU 21-17.
All right. I have been a JSU sleeper pick better. And I do like JSU a lot. With that being said, I like Jerry Mack. I like Kennesaw State. Uh, JSU did beat them in the regular season. I think that's what is going to be the difference maker here. I think Kennesaw State's going to be more determined, but that JSU offense is pretty lethal. Cam Cook and them boys. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the first meeting, but I'm gonna take Kennesaw State because I like Jerry Mack more.
Yeah. Isn't he leaving? Or is that just rumors and stuff?
He might take the Tulane. I think
Yeah.
he's in for the Tulane job if Blake Baker doesn't go.
Yeah. Well,
I
we'll
mean,
see. We'll see how all that unfolds. That could be on everybody's mind over there. That's why I like Jacksonville State in this one. Got anything else, Tommy, on that?
you know who I'm taking. I'm taking my Gamecocks. I will be live in person
Yeah.
on Friday
Let's go.
night. Give me the Gamecocks to win. Gamecocks all day, baby.
Let's go. I like Cam Cook. All right. We can move into what we got next here. We've got two more segments here. We've got our best picks of the week. I will go first here. Let's pull it up. All right. Got a three-man for everybody this week. We've got Bama, Jacksonville State, and BYU to cover plus 12.5. I like all three of these picks. Been betting on all these guys all season. BYU is the one that scares me, but I think if we lock that in, we can make some money. I like the odds.
Nice. My three-leg parlay. This might be cheating a little bit. I took Ohio State money line, Alabama money line, and I honestly wasn't too comfortable with any of the other college games, especially out of the conference games. So I dove into NFL just a little bit, and I went ahead and took the Lions money line against the Cowboys.
I do like that. I do like that a lot, actually. I like that a lot.
Risky, but yeah.
Risky, yeah. Risky though. High risk.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Well, I took Virginia minus 3.5 this week. I think Virginia dominates Duke. I think they win by 10 or more. I think they easily cover the spread. I like Texas Tech minus 12.5. I think they cover the spread like they did the first game. I see them continue dominating BYU. They just too talented up front on defense. I don't see BYU scoring more points than Texas Tech. I like that. And give me Georgia minus 2.5. I do see them winning by a field goal. I see Kirby Smart and them boys executing, playing a better game than they did. They had a drop wide open touchdown the first time they played. I think they make more plays than Alabama does. So give me Georgia minus 2.5. That's my three-bet bet.
Bama also had a drop touchdown that game, but we scored later that drive because we're the best football team.
Yeah, correct.
That was
That sounds
the most
good.
homer thing I've ever heard. I've got Ohio State. Wait, were you about to go?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, my fault. If you were, Ohio State minus 2.5. I think that's a lock. It's a little better payout than the money line is. The odds are a little better. I've got UNLV plus 4.5.
Sleeper pick.
Yes,
That's
and
good.
I have
We'll get into that.
I also have Tulane money line as well.
Yeah, we didn't do any Mountain West, but it's all right.
Pretty good payout there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. All right, y'all got time for some NFL talk here?
Oh yeah.
We'll close out with something else here at the end.
Wait, do you want to do Heisman before that, or
yeah? Let's go ahead and knock these out. I've got 5 guys right here that I really like for the Heisman Trophy. One, not so much, but it is what it is. But at number 5, I've got Jeremiah Love, just a great back, solid guy. At number 4, I've got Fernando Mendoza. He's not that good. You're going to see Saturday. Number 3, Number 3, I've got Ty Simpson still. Has completely ran through most of the SEC this year. The Oklahoma game wasn't great. Could have been playing a little hurt, is what it looked like to me. You can think what you want to think on that, but I still think he's a strong contender for the Heisman. I think he's a great quarterback, and I think he will do well this weekend and into the playoffs. My number 2 spot, I've got Marcel Reed out of Texas A&M. I think he's been great for him all season long. Come on, guy's dynamic. I mean, Mike Elko, he's got them boys playing pretty well. I know last weekend
He's not even in the top 5.
All right, but listen, dude. Listen, this isn't I'm not Vegas, okay? This is Jake. So I've got Marcel Reed at 2. I like Marcel Reed. I like how he plays. I like how he can come back from behind and win football games. Like the guy. My number 1 pick for Heisman is Diego Pavia right now, dude. I know he's 40 years old, but look, the guy's been playing off the chain, man. I mean,
he is. He really is.
You've got Vanderbilt at 10-2. Who's done that in the last 70 years? I don't know, century. Nobody, So that's going to go to Diego Pavia right there. Him, and then what's going on with his brothers and stuff like that. You just gotta love it. Love him or hate him. He's there and he's balling out.
I agree. Him and Clark Lee have Pavia has brought Vanderbilt to where Vanderbilt is now, and it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. It really is. It is. And I saw the other day, I think him and Theo Vaughn, I think they're on Busting with the Boys or something like that. And just love his brothers, man. It's just so great to see. One of them goes out there on the field and at the Kentucky game, and he's got like this Vanderbilt flag around him or whatever, and he's going around just talking his shit. And he goes up to some player or something like that, and just talking all his shit. And Theo Vaughn, the guy starts getting mad at him. Theo Vaughn went up and told him he was the team priest or something like that. I mean, it's just great. It's a great story, man. It's funny stuff, so you gotta love it.
I love Theo Vaughn. Oh my gosh. For me, there might be a few names. There might be. All right, here we go. Number 5, I've got John Henry Daly. All right, now this kid right here is a stud. All right. This guy he leads the country in sacks, 13 sacks, all right? He goes to Utah, by the way, if you don't know. 13 sacks, first in the country. 14 tackle for losses, first in the country. 48 total tackles, and he's a defensive end. He's just a wrecking ball. I mean, he's crazy. He's crazy. Number 4, I got Julian Sand. Number 3, I got Ty Simpson. Baller. Until it's an off day, then it's not fun to watch. But when he's on, it's on, and he's fun to watch. Number 2, Jeremiah Love. He's got 199 carries, which is the fewest amount of carries by any top 10 rusher right now in the country. Everybody else has like 200, 250, like in that range, He's got 199 carries on 1,300 yards. That's crazy. Nobody else got numbers like that on those carries. And he's also 18 touchdowns, second in the country behind Keywan Lacey. Again, with like 50 less carries than him. And just about the same amount of touchdowns and yards. Number 1, Diego Pavia. I mean, he's got more passing yards and more rush yards than your favorite quarterback. Whether he's 50 years old or 10 years old, it don't matter. He's brought Vanderbilt to a ranked team, and he's proven over and over and over again against anybody who they play at Vanderbilt or New Mexico that he can ball. He's the Heisman right now. I mean, just look.
Barty's on you.
Oh, it's on me. All right, number 5, I'm gonna go Mendoza. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I definitely don't think he's bad. When I look at Heisman contenders, I like to look at guys that have faced some competition, some guys that have faced some adversity. How are you going to bounce back after a loss? How are you going to bounce back after a bad game? How are you going to play when you play a good team? I'm going to go Mendoza at 5. I just haven't seen enough based off the competition.
Yeah.
4, I'm going to go Julian Sand. Kind of the same thing. If you look at the 3 quarterbacks between Ty Simpson, Mendoza, and Julian Sand, all very similar in stats. I think Ty Simpson actually has the least amount of turnovers out of those 3 quarterbacks, and that's why I got Ty Simpson at 3. Just because he's got the similar stats as Mendoza
And more competition.
and a better resume when it comes to competition by far. And Ty Simpson's a big reason why Alabama's in the SEC championship. I don't see any other quarterbacks commanding the game, commanding the offense like him. Number 2, I'm going to go.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Go ahead.
I don't think there's a better quarterback in the country at throwing the ball in the middle of the field than Ty Simpson. I think that's where he shines. And like I do think Pavia is the Heisman, but he don't throw the ball better than Ty Simpson in the middle of the field.
But
nobody.
So number 2, I got Love, Jeremiah Love. Not much speaking need to be done on that. He's a dog, and I think he should definitely be top 3 and should be
definitely
because
he carries that offense.
He's a big reason why the game is even considered into the playoff race.
100%.
And then 1, I will go Pavia. He's put up the stats. Nothing about his game is elite, I would say, but he's a dog. He wants to win, and he out there and he gives it his everything. What I will say, though, the thing that could hurt Pavia is just because of that game against Alabama, those 2 turnovers in the red zone are pretty crucial. They probably, honestly, maybe would have won that game if he doesn't turn the ball over twice in the red zone against Alabama. And that kind of wants me to give the edge to Ty Simpson over him, but I'm going to keep Pavia at 1.
All right. Well, my Heisman contender list is a little different. At number 5, I got Trinidad Chandler. You know, the job he done at Ole Miss, coming in for Austin Simmons, playing well throughout the entire year. You know, the offense looked good when he was in there. I like Trinidad. I just have him at 5. You know, we'll see what he does in the college football playoffs. I'm at 5. I'm gonna have number 4. I'm gonna have Julian Sane. You know, he's done a pretty good job with the weapons they got at Ohio State. It's pretty easy to seed in their offense. You know, they got the best 2 receiver duo in the country. You got Jeremiah Smith and Cornell Tate. You know, got a great running game in Bo Jackson, who just ran all over Michigan. So give me Julian Sane at number 4. Number 3, I got Diego Pavia. You know, he turned around that whole Vanderbilt. Him and Clark Lee done a phenomenal job of turning around Vanderbilt. You know, he makes plays after plays, just a dog. You know, so give me Pavia at 3. At 2, I got Fernando Mendoza. You know, he had his Heisman moment down by 4 late green drive at Penn State. One of the best drives I've seen so far this year for a winning quarterback. So give me Fernando Mendoza at 2. At number 1, I got Jeremiah Love. I think he's been a dog all year. You know, Dylan just said he got the less carries. And this is the best players in the country. That's what the Heisman Trophy should be. And I think right now, Jeremiah Love is the best player in the country. This is a dog.
Well, you're right.
I was thinking about putting
unfortunately,
Jeremiah Smith up there too, just because he is like talent wise and player wise. Heisman gets this thing where it's like quarterback award. I hate it. I disagree with it.
it is
And
a
like the
quarterback
popular,
award. I mean,
like the popularity award, all that stuff they say, it kind of
Well, yeah.
is, and I hate it. But Jeremiah Love and Jeremiah Smith should definitely be on the Heisman list, no matter what the stats, say for Jeremiah Smith. But Jeremiah Love's stats actually does match a Heisman winner.
I would put Jeremiah Smith up there, but he missed a couple games, like a couple games this year, so that's why he ain't make my list. But I like Jeremiah Love because he's the best overall player in college football that we have this year.
Yeah. And he can't hold on to the ball through the end zone there. That should have been a drop or a touchback, but whatever.
I'll say two things. I'm sure y'all know this statistic, but every year ending with the number 5, a running back has won the Heisman. So I think he definitely has a good shot at winning it. And when Mendoza, you bring up that Penn State game, that's exactly what I mean about him, and that's exactly what I mean about Indiana. Penn State is awful. You look at the Big Ten.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
To beat Oregon. Oregon's best win at the time was Penn State.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I'm gonna have to
Conference
disagree.
really beat nobody.
In an
I'm gonna have to
overtime game.
disagree. You want me to tell you why? First of all, Penn State, no matter what, they are a talented football team. They still got 4 and 5 stars at their defense position in our offense. They had a couple injuries. Lost their starting quarterback, and they also lost their head coach. But Penn State is talented enough to beat Indiana and has more talent than Indiana does. They just ain't have their way go this year. You know what I'm saying? So, but to go on the road in a 2-minute drill with no timeout in a hostile environment, and to go down and score on Penn State at the last minute, and a phenomenal throw and a phenomenal catch on an all-out blitz. Come on now, that's a Heisman moment to me.
He's this close to not having it. It's a lucky moment. I don't think he's that good. He should have lost that football game.
All about.
His receiver
that's what a Heisman moment should be all about. Hey, that's what Heisman moment all about. You find this guy at the back of the end zone, one heck of a throw, one heck of a catch. We go down to Indiana history, but that's why I put Mendoza at my 2. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying everybody thinks he's got a clutch factor to him or something like that because he chucked the ball up 30 yards in the air and prayed.
Wow. 5-star quarterback Jared Curtis flips commitment from Georgia to Vandy.
Oh, yeah. That. Yeah, we've been on that.
I saw he said he didn't, though.
He said that wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that came out this morning that it was official, though. It came out this morning.
That's official now. That's official now. Jared Curtis to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it wasn't official this morning.
Now it's official now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. Same thing, kind of happened over there with Dylan Raiola. You can go to Georgia and be one of the guys, or you can go to Vanderbilt and you can be the guy, like Pavia did, like Dylan Raiola is trying to do. I like that move. I don't know how much NIL you're losing over that, but
Nashville got. They Vandy done upgraded their
Vandy's building their NIL. They're spending all their resources in football now.
Yeah.
Vandy
Can I ask why you don't have Ty Simpson in the top 5?
Who?
Why I don't have Ty Simpson?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's not because of that. Why Ty doesn't make my top 5? Because
he wins ball games. Like, what's your point?
No. Well,
it's because he's an Alabama hater, and he's also
like
an LSU hater. He is a hater of your ball team. If you're watching this right now, he doesn't like your ball team, and he doesn't want your parlays to hit, and he will laugh about it. He will laugh about it.
The most jealous guy in college football here.
I just think Trinidad.
And that's why we love Thomas.
I just think Trinidad saying Diego Mendoza and Love have all had a better year than Ty. I was looking for Ty to come up clutch against Oklahoma. He didn't. He kind of fell short. Turn the ball over. So you know what I'm saying. But this past weekend he made some great plays against Auburn to throw the ball, and so I give him credit for that. But I just think Trinidad had a better year. Ty was at my number 6 though. But I just like Trinidad more than Ty this season, in my opinion.
I do like Trinidad. I think if he would have played the whole season, I think he'd be way higher on everybody's list. I think Trinidad's a good quarterback.
Trinidad can definitely sling the rock.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think he'll play pretty good in the playoffs. It's just the staff, with Ole Miss, seeing where that goes. Yeah. My AirPods are about to die, and
I have to.
My in the hunt team for the AFC is the Bengals. They are 4. They're 4-8 right now. I think last year they won their last 5 games and snuck into the playoffs. I think it happens again 2 years in a row. I think they went out They'll end the season either 10-8, and they'll sneak in the playoffs like they did last year. Give me the Bengals.
All right, with that being said, my AFC and NFC sleepers to make the playoffs. Right now, I got the Houston Texans. Got a phenomenal defense. You know what I'm saying? Got Will Anderson back there in the backfield with what's the other DN's name from the Vikings?
He
The oh, Danielle Hunter, and Will Anderson. And they got a phenomenal secondary with Lassador and Derek Stingley. I seen them getting a huge dub this weekend with CJ Stroud coming back this weekend against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. I like them. Too good of a defense to pass up. And for the NFC, I like the Cowboys actually. The Cowboys, I see them winning out. I see them getting a big time dub this weekend for against Detroit. I just think Dallas offensively and defensively with the new additions they may have to trade there along with Jerry Jones. I see them boys balling out the rest of the year and winning out to make the playoffs this year.
I like that too. I also have the Houston Texans. You know, I think the boys can definitely get in here, sneak in. I like them. I like the coach. I like the team. Um, Nothing else to say. For the NFC, I've got the Carolina Panthers. I think the boys can sneak in here, go 9-8. 4 more games left. I think you can sneak there, maybe catch Tampa Bay. I think
You're wrong, my
sneak in.
friend. You are
Well, I mean, look,
wrong.
the whole underdog story. Rod Wave's picked up the phone again, is what I've heard.
Oh,
So
get out of here with that
Come
Rod
on
I'm
Wave
just
now.
saying.
Come
bullshit.
on
I don't care
I'm
now.
just
about
saying.
that, man.
Come on
They've been
now.
in talks. They need
Oh
to give him
my
a job in
gosh.
Carolina. I think the Panthers sneak into the playoffs.
So I accidentally went a little different of a route. I didn't choose teams that are in the hunt to find the playoff spots. I chose teams that maybe people aren't high on to win it all.
That's why I just said the Bengals. Come on. And y'all are saying over here like I mean, come on
I
now.
mean, I think Houston and Dallas they hot right now, and I see them
Yeah,
carrying this
but
momentum towards the end of the
that's
season and
that's
find a
not
way to make
really
the playoffs. Though
like a sleeper pick though. Like
Well,
Houston not in the playoffs, Dallas not in the playoffs. You know that's a sleeper. That's
well,
not too much in the NFC though. So,
I'm not gonna
but
lie.
let
I
Brody
chose
go ahead.
two teams that are in the playoffs, but I chose thinking teams that are kind of being slept on to win it all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
in the AFC, I believe currently they're a 5 seed. Give me the Bills. I just think
Mm.
the AFC is a little down this year, and especially if the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, we know what Josh Allen is capable of. I just feel something in the air that Josh Allen's about to have a crazy postseason, and I
I
can
like
see
that.
them in the Super Bowl for sure. And then out of the NFC,
what?
and then
I
out
like the
Um,
Chargers more.
No, I don't. I
I
don't
don't,
either.
I don't think so.
in the NFC, they are the 2 seed, but I don't really feel like they're getting talked about enough to be able to win it all. And I think this team not only can make it to the Super Bowl, I think they
The
can win
Bears.
it all. Give me the Rams. Nobody's really talking about how far they can go. I think they can.
Everybody's
Whoa,
saying that.
whoa, whoa, the Rams
Everybody
are
is
the
saying that.
favorite. Hold up,
Everybody
the
is saying
Rams
the
are the
That is
favorite.
the
Rams.
best team in the
It's
NFC
the
right
best
now.
team in the
That's the best
NFL. It
team
has
right
been the
now.
past 3 or 4
I haven't heard
weeks.
No,
nobody
you're
saying.
gonna have to give me a
I
little
haven't
bit.
heard nobody saying that they can win it all.
What? We've been gracing
Everybody's
We
Matthew
can
saying
leave
Stafford
around
for
here
that.
the win
Central. You can drive up
MVP.
They
there. I'll
might
meet
not be
you
a
up there.
sleeper, but then I'm with
Matthew,
everybody.
Or you can
I think
wait 10 minutes.
Matthew
Matthew
Stafford
Stafford.
lights out. He's having an MVP season, except the last game against the Panthers. He did throw 2 picks, and I believe he got strip sacked as well at the end of the game.
Bro,
That might not be a sleeper pick, but I do think the Rams are very much capable of winning it all. They are what everybody's saying, apparently. They got a good offense. They got a good receiving core. That defense is good. The run game's not exactly where you'd want it to be, but it's capable of opening up the pass game better, and they can win it all for sure.
I mean,
My
All right,
bad.
what you guys got? Y'all good. We're running out of time. I've got things to do. So who's left on this? Is that
Nah,
it?
That was it.
That's everybody.
That's it?
Yep, that's
All
everybody.
right. Well, look, good first podcast there. You know, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Got a lot in there. We're gonna try to start doing 2 episodes a week for anybody watching. Try to get out on everything.
I'm gonna take Ty Simpson, baby. Come on,
Let's
Come
go,
home.
man.
come home.
Let's go. Well, yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Go Tigers.
Boo.